Hello friends and welcome to my channel. To start off the Diwali season, I'll prepare a Trini breakfast feast of 5 chokas. Choka just refers to a method of preparation and typically consists of raw, boiled or roasted veggies. After mashing, which is the only constant for all chokas, each is seasoned simply with garlic, onions, hot pepper and some are tempered with hot oil to elevate the flavor profile. If you'd like to add more vegan recipes to your meal rotation, or if you're interested in learning more about these chokas, let's start cooking. Let's start with the Eddoes Choka. And this is what we refer to as Eddoes. There are different varieties. There's a small one, and there's a larger, thinner one. I believe it's a cousin called Yautia. Next we'll peel the Eddoes using a knife or potato peeler. I don't know why they call it a potato peeler when you could peel anything with it. Just pull down. You'll have to do it several times because of those dark spots. But it should take you less than a minute to peel each. Cut off any bad bits using a knife. Next, cut into smaller pieces so that it will boil quicker, but not too small to make it melt. Keep it submerged in water to prevent it from oxidizing. Then we'll rinse and place it in the boiling water. Boil until tender and the heat is on high. We'll strain the Eddoes. We'll mash the Eddoes. You can do this with a fork or using a potato ricer. And my mother-in-law also said that she has made Eddoes and a potato in one choka, a combined choka. I never tried it. I'll leave the link to this ricer below. Next, we'll strain the potato. I'll mash the potatoes. You can use a fork or one of these potato rices. This is so much less work and much quicker. That's why I like this. Let's make Baigan Choka. This is also called eggplant or melangine. We'll place it on an open flame or under a broiler or 450 degrees in the oven. And we'll roast until the outside is charred and the flesh is surrendered to the heat. We'll flip when charred. And we'll cook until the meat is tender. We want the skin to be charred so that it will give a nice smokiness to the Baigan Choka. Once the skin is charred and the meat is tender, we'll remove it from the flame. And we'll peel. We'll remove the flesh from the Baigan. Someone suggested wrapping it with plastic and cutting the bottom and squeezing it out, but it's not going to work because, as you can see, for Baigan Choka you need to char the skin, and if you char the skin you just can't simply slide out the Baigan. So that's a video that's popular on social media right now, but it's not going to work for us because we want a really nice charred skin. So we'll just open it gently and using a spoon we'll just separated from the charred skin. Some people love a little bit of charred skin in their baigan. Leave some if that's what you like. Adds an extra roastedness, flavor, roasted flavor, charred flavor. So I'll just place it in a bowl and we'll make the Baigan Choka. Just pick off any roast pieces if you don't want that. Okay, and then we'll mash. And feel free to double the recipe because this is only a very small amount. This will be enough for about 2 people. But if you're eating a vegan feast, it should be enough for 4, depending on your appetite. Okay, that's it. Let's make tomato choka. We'll choose some very ripe tomatoes, the ripest of the bunch, and I'll only do about 2 pounds. We'll rinse off any dirt. And we'll roast. We'll roast until it's charred and the flesh is tender. We'll flip the tomatoes when they're charred. Use a grate or what is that thing called? I'm gonna lose one. We almost lost a tomato. Use some sort of mesh over the grill so that it doesn't fall through. The skin is charred, but this meat is still firm, so we'll continue to cook it until it's tender. Next, you'll roast or cut the peppers for the chokas. And you have here Scotch bonnet, habanero, and you can also use bird pepper, cayenne pepper. These are some lovely bird peppers. Use any pepper of your choice, even wiri wiri will be great. We will remove it from the flame, remove the charred skin, and then we'll mash the tomatoes and season it. It's going to be very yummy. Next, we'll remove the charred skin from the tomato. And it is cooled, so it's easier to work with. Leave some charred skin if that makes you happy. See, the flesh is soft. The flesh is soft. Nice, fresh, healthy ingredients will make for an even better tomato choka. And that's it. We'll mash it in the mortar. Next, place the tomatoes in the mortar. And also remember that you can do this with a fork. You don't like too much drama. And your roasted pepper as well. I don't want to make it too spicy. My husband doesn't like it spicy. And then we'll mash. Be careful of the splash. This does not have to be smooth. It can be slightly chunky to add some texture. And you can also add the charred liquid. That's up to your personal preference. I don't want to waste a thing. Next, we'll peel the garlic. We'll slice some onions for all the chokas. I like thinly sliced onions. So I'm going to use this to slice it. Cut it as large or as small as you like, thin or as thick. This is how I like it, and I like lots of it. Slice or chop the peppers. Any color, any kind. Don't use the seeds if you don't want it too spicy. Chop it as big or as small as you like. This bird pepper, you'll have to use a knife. This is what Grandma used in her chokas when we were little, younger. The only other two ingredients you'll need are garlic and bandania, also known as rakao, kulancho, shadobeni. And I will pound these. You can use a mortar and pestle or a mini food processor, or you can chop it by hand. Place it in here. It will be much tastier in the mortar and pestle, but that will take a longer time. So you decide which is best for you. And garlic according to your liking. I love lots of garlic. Chunky or as smooth as you like. Add a handful of garlic in the mortar. And we'll pound. You can use as much or as little garlic as you like. You can also add the pepper and the onion in here if you don't like big chunks. And this is all the seasonings we'll need. Very simple prep, very simple ingredients. To season the tomato choka, I'll add a few raw onions because I like raw onion. If you like your onion cooked, you'll cook it in the Chunkay process that I'll show you in a second. I'll add some of that, and some hot pepper, according to your liking. And next, I'll heat some oil and we'll chunkay. Next, I'll add a few tablespoons of oil, and this is extra virgin olive oil. I do not use vegetable oil or soy oil or canola oil in my cooking because it's not as healthy as it's not healthy, period. And I'll add a few pieces of the onion. Add as much as you like. Garlic and the hot pepper. And then I'll cook this until it's brown, and then I'll add it back into the choka. I'll cook this over medium-high heat until the edges become brown. You can cook it until it's totally brown. That will be fine as well. Then we'll pour the hot oil. We added salt, and we will not put bandania in this because Grandma did not add bandania to her tomato choka. We'll keep it as traditional because that's the way I like it. That's comfort food to me, the traditional way. I have never felt the urge to change up Grandma's recipe. I try to preserve those traditional recipes. So taste for salt. And then we're done with the tomato choka. Delicious. Yum. Next we'll chunkay and season the Baigan Choka. Add your raw onion slices. If you don't like it raw, we'll cook it. Hold on a second. We'll add hot pepper to taste, according to your preference. Raw garlic, if you like raw garlic, also we'll cook it in the next step. Maybe not too much, this is a little bit of choka. Add about 2 tablespoons of oil, and that's more than 2 tablespoons. Okay, we'll add some onion, a little bit, hot pepper, garlic, and we'll cook it until the edges become brown, and we'll chunkay or temper. While that's cooking, we'll add some salt to taste. Baigan Choka usually requires a little extra salt. And next we'll Chunkay. Pour the hot oil over the Baigan Choka. Oops, sorry. Next we'll mix well and mash to combine. Just to soften the baigan. No, we'll soften the onion. Next we'll mix well to combine. And even if you did not cook the onion and the pepper, the hot oil will cook the raw onion and the garlic and the hot pepper that you added. Just taste and adjust the salt. And that's it. You're done. Next we'll season and chunkay the Aloo Choka. We'll add raw onions, if you like raw onions. I love it. Hot pepper to taste. Garlic to taste. But we also have this minced garlic here with the bandania. I'll add some of that. If you don't have access to bandania, cilantro will be a good substitute in this recipe. And if you can't find that as well, you can eliminate it altogether. And you can also use this aloo to make aloo pies or aloo roti. And next we'll chunkay. We'll add a few tablespoons of oil to the pot. Optional, you can add onion, hot pepper, and garlic. Or you could just heat the oil and throw it on. It's up to you. We'll cook this until the edges are brown and we'll chunkay. I also love using lots of garlic to help manage blood pressure. Next we'll chunkay. And we'll mix well to combine. You have this one? Come on this side, darling. And everyone's helping with the filming today, and this is our last breakfast feast before the kids leave for college. We'll mash. We'll mash to ensure that everything gets well incorporated and all the flavors melt. This is absolutely delicious, scrumptious. Lots of flavor. Let's season and chunkay the Eddoes Choka. Onion, garlic. Well, we have garlic in the bandania, so we'll use of this that we have. The hot pepper. Don't use your hands if you're sensitive to hot pepper. And I'll just leave some for the Zaboca Choka. Okay. There's some onion. Garlic. Bandania is optional in this. Not many people use bandania. They keep it simple, like my mother-in-law. And we'll cook this until the edges are brown and we'll chunkay. I'll add a piece of the roasted pepper to this. Just to give it a nice charred smoky flavor. And we'll wait for the oil. Chunkay, temper, tadka. Next, season with salt and mix well to combine. So it's going to be very delicious with all the aromatics, all the flavors. Once they melt together, the oil just brings it together. It's going to be amazing. Perfect vegan Trini feast. I imagine this would also work well as a side to curries or stew. Sada roti, a 2-ingredient roti, is the most basic type of roti we have in Trinidad and are ideal or traditionally eaten with these simple vegan recipes. I'll insert the link above, and you will also find a link in the description box below the video. Let's make avocado or Zaboca Choka. Choose a ripe, firm avocado, and not dark or blotches. You can use Hass avocado as well. We're lucky to have a good avocado. Next we'll cut it into quarters to remove the flesh. It comes off easily if it's ripe enough. Perfect. Hot pepper.
Stop.
In this bowl I have 1/4 of an onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and hot pepper, and that's all you need for this. You just cut it up, don't cut your finger, and cut it in the bowl. I'm not going to peel the entire avocado because leftovers won't keep well in the refrigerator. Repeat with the next piece. This is peeling very nice. Place it in the bowl. To remove the seed, if you're not going to plant it, Daria?
Okay. The name is called.
Turn, and that's it. Add salt to taste, and then you'll mash together to combine and to flavor the zaboca with those delicious aromatics. You can add some lemon juice to prevent it from oxidizing or turning black. You want to mash it so that the flavors of the onion and the garlic and the pepper is well incorporated. Add salt to your liking, and then you're done. Trinidad's guacamole. Very simple and delicious. And that's all there is to it, my sweet friends. A Trini breakfast vegan feast for the king or queen that you are. With a feast on the weekend, you are guaranteed to have leftovers for your weeknights. Today we used fresh, healthy ingredients to create a feast that's not only colorful and pleasing to the eyes, it's also delicious and nourishing. I hope you've enjoyed being in the kitchen with us today, and I hope we've inspired you to create this meal at home for yourself or your family. A last note, Trini chokas is often served for breakfast or dinner as a side dish or condiment, accompanying other traditional favorites like roti or fried bake. For lunch, many of these are served with dal and rice and kuchela, a spicy preserved condiment. Please like, share, leave a lovely comment below, and subscribe if you wish to see more. Until next time, stay safe, be well, cook, share, and love. Bye-bye.